Hi everyone, welcome back to a belated Cities Skylines 2 here in Wolffox, New York. It is 1998 in August, and well, it's very early in the morning, so I think it's a great chance to make use of those brand new French assets that we got, and we're going to be building ourselves a little French district of our downtown here. So I think that's what's really going to help us distinguish our downtown from the rest of the city. So we got our little Petite France here, and we have our city hall. So last time I said I was thinking about moving our old town hall over here, or is it over here? Somewhere over in the distance. We were gonna move it over here, but then I realized the French asset pack came out, and I think we have enough money. It's interesting to know if I pull it up here that not the French police station, the French. We want the administrative buildings. The French City Hall, upkeep wise, I think it's about the same. Oh no, it's about half the price. I think it is a little bit smaller of a building, but I think that no, it's about. No, I probably just can't. I don't think you can place it twice. Well, obviously not. But I thought you were. I thought you were able to click it and view it. But anyway, so this isn't centered, of course, and that's gonna really bother me. So I'm just gonna turn off the road snapping, and we're just gonna place it freehand. And I think that's good enough. Okay. So this is going to be the City Hall main centerpiece. We're going to give it its upgrades right away. And you know, it looks like a City Hall, or I guess it's called a City Hall, but it almost kind of feels more like a mayoral mansion. If you played SimCity, those kind of games, it kind of reminds me of that kind of look. But I think the French look is going to be quite nice for this area. I did want to take this as an opportunity to like have a little story time. Because I think that I want to build a little small France because, or a little French district of our city, because of the asset pack, but also because I think as a personal aside, I took French. Well, okay, my school made us take a foreign language starting in 6th grade. We had the opportunity to take French and Spanish, to just to get like a feel for which one we might want. And I just liked French more. I think it was because I just found French a lot easier, I think, and so that's the one I ended up sticking with. And well, we also got the opportunity to go on a Quebec trip, and that was the real best part. And so going to the Quebec trip really helped me get a feel for. Well, we went on a dance cruise, so it helped me get a feel for that. I don't know if it helped me get a feel for speaking French or practicing French. I think the one restaurant that I went to, we tried like speaking French, and they were like American section. But anyway, so what I'm thinking here is I want to try to use every asset from the French pack that we can, just packed into this area. And I want to try to vary. So this high rise that I put over here, I want to try to vary our buildings to be more European themed in this area at least. Or at least I'm okay with that, because I think it's fine, just having like different developers is kind of the idea we're going for. But I wanted to have like this right here be like some sort of central park, at least just for this little district. So if we bring this all the way down, I think this will be okay. And there we go. And I guess the other thing on that Quebec trip, my mom gave me some spending money, and at the time I was saving up to build my original desktop PC. So I didn't use any of that money to buy like souvenirs or anything. I just saved it. And there was a friend of mine who did buy it. He didn't buy any souvenirs, but he there was this one store that sold like really expensive, I want to say it was like facial cream or something like that, and they only would take Canadian currency. I mean, makes sense, right? I mean, we're in Canada, but I think he like exchanged like almost all of his U.S. currency that he brought with him to get some face cream. Just I think a salesperson really got to him. But anyway, now that we've got, let me know what you think about this road grid outline. I think it looks okay. We're gonna try to, of course, not try to keep it super grid-like. And then, of course, we're going to ornament the Wolffox City Hall. But these are going to be the two areas we're focusing on for the most part in this episode. And I know that you can see our demand is absolutely out of whack. So we're going to have to come around one of these episodes to build some more low-density residential. We're going to have to build a new suburb. So we're going to have to be thinking about that in the future. I was thinking over here, but we might have to revisit that because, well, I would like to have a big downtown. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's actually build our little Petite France. So, of course, it's going to be higher density. So I don't think that there's actually any high-density French buildings. Well, other than the low-rent housing. So I can't actually place any of those. So let's look at the mixed housing and see if that can be placed down. So of course this is going to be our Central Park. I'm thinking we probably want our shopping district kind of close to that. And is there any just French commercial buildings? No, there is not. Okay. There are French high density offices, which we should be able to place at least one. And I think, okay, so since we have our office core over here, I think it would make sense to kind of mirror that. So I think we'll just try to place one there. And well, my goal is to try to get a high rise and not like two really small buildings. But I think for the French assets, they are kind of on the smaller side. So I think we'll just let that be. But we could probably just place a few more down and that should be good. So there's not really much of a France, but I want to make sure I don't want to place Notre Dame down. I want to try to make the habit of not placing. I know I'll make the exception for the National Gallery of Art because we can extrapolate and just say that it's just a different art gallery, but like there's no distincting the Notre Dame, so I don't really want to place that in the city. And okay, if we're not going to be able to place any residential, let's just skip on by and let's decorate the city hall. So this parking lot looks really gross, honestly. Let's just get rid of that. Because I guess what I'm thinking is if you were driving through this part of the city, and well, I guess if you were viewing the city hall, you'd probably view it from this road. Did we move it over? Okay, maybe not. But I think we should at least probably maybe at least consider moving this behind. So let's get on that. Let's just bring a road down here. That should be good. And trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to. So that dance cruise we were on, that was absolutely the highlight of the whole trip. It was not staying in the hotels. We had it was like 3 or 4 guys to a room, so it wasn't spectacular. I mean, obviously it's a school trip. It's not anything that was going to be super great, but I mean it wasn't bad, right? It was a pretty fun trip for our school, and I'm grateful that for foreign language we had that opportunity. And I guess I didn't really get to finish. I was gonna say, we started foreign language all the way back in 6th grade. I chose French, and then we had it in 7th and 8th grade. Why do I have anarchy on? Sorry, random. Okay. I just totally lost my train of thought. Anyway. Let's just actually start doing something. I'm so bad at just like rambling because I'm like trying to think of why can't I. Okay, don't match. I'm trying to think of things to say and trying to play the game at the same time, and normally that's easy for me to do. It's not when I I'm a day late to putting out the video. By the way, I am of course recording this like 20 minutes, well, maybe not that soon, maybe like an hour before you're seeing this. So okay, we're still gonna have kind of like haphazardly placed trees, but I guess like less haphazard, if that makes sense. Well, we want because I want a foresty city. I think I think I've made that clear maybe enough times that I kind of like that. Why? Okay, I keep like switching between all these tabs and whoa. What the heck is going on? Oh, okay, it must be sunrise. The sun is like, okay. This game. I did want to bring something up though, that I thought was worth mentioning. they did make it so that the French asset pack, and I'm assuming probably all future asset packs are, they're mods, right? And that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But they're all saved to your or they're saved to your app data, which is usually on your C drive. And if you're like me, for my desktop anyway, I have a C drive and then I have a D drive, and most of my game kind of stuff is on my data drive, and I really would prefer if it could stay that way. And this asset pack is like 3 gigs, so it's it's just a little big, but we're just slap down a couple boulders. I realize I should just use the random tool. That probably help a little bit more, and I just want to place like a couple around. I don't it's probably like the worst looking city hall ever, but it gets the job done. But I do like that the waterfront leads right up to it. But anyway, it's, again, super distracted. Do we have a soccer court in this game? I'm certain that we do. I'm certain that we have a soccer field, and I feel like this would be perfect, not as the centerpiece, but as like a little side area if we could fit it in somewhere. We might be able to place it here. Okay, perfect. We're gonna place a little soccer field here. It's just okay, so it's not just off this avenue, but it's pretty close to it, and then we'll just place a couple of roads. Personally, okay, so I'm sure I mentioned this, but a fan of the Yankees, love baseball. Not a great year. Don't talk to me. I'm still a little, the wound is still fresh from the World Series. So, I know that soccer is a lot more, or football is a lot more popular in Europe. Personally, have never really watched soccer, been a huge fan of it. Hate me for that. Maybe I just need to watch some to actually get into it. But anyway, let's actually build a park, and let's do this. So I'm trying to think what would be good. I want something probably a little more on the simple side. So if we can just place, I really wish, and I know like tons of people have mentioned this, but like I wish we could just bring the park just a little off the road. I mean, we can do that, but that's not really what I want to accomplish, but it gets the job done. So let's just I'm losing myself. We want to just get rid of all these trees. And okay, so I guess I want to do kind of a preview, because we don't have a huge amount of, like 1998 at this point, towards like the end of where we are now, there's not a super huge amount of events coming up. So I think part of playing Cities Skylines 2 in the way that I'm doing, which is, trying to have historical events influence the way I play the game, I think is what I'm doing at this point. And that's honestly all that's keeping me going, because for the most part, I'm still, I've said this a lot, I'm still really missing the simulation part of this game. It still really feels like kind of just decorating, and that's, I don't want to keep ragging on that, because that's the best part of these games, right? You couldn't do that in older SimCity games that much. I mean, SimCity 2013 is probably the best example of that. You couldn't really do curvy roads if you wanted to, because the game just wouldn't let you. Basically, if you wanted to have a city that made it far, then the game kind of steered you in the opposite way. I mean, you could get some, I think there was some DLC that may have alleviated that, or at least allowed you to build mega towers or something like that you could just consolidate your citizens, but it's not the same. Like, okay, like look at these French assets, actually look so good. Okay, I know a lot of people were complaining that they looked like super white and crisp, but like I really think that's a non-issue for me. For the assets, I mean, it's like a brand new city, right? Like, I mean, most of these assets still look a little like, I mean, they don't look like the prettiest, and like that's fine, because it's a city. I mean, it's, their buildings aren't supposed to be. I want this to feel like a real city, not. Anyway, rant aside, these assets look great. props to Paradox for making these. These are super good. I want to place more, but at the same time, I really can't because we don't have. Is this just not on a road? Is that the issue with it? I don't feel like that's the problem. But if I try to place them, okay. We're gonna have to place more French offices. We'll get some more of the assets placed down at some point. I think this would look pretty good. A row of offices down here, and then if we could maybe do the same on the other side, actually, I think that might actually do pretty good. So we might expand a little bit of Petite France into over here, and okay, all joking aside, it's been a while since I've like taken French, so I like there's no way I would still be able to like speak French that well. But I could probably conjugate a few verbs. That's about it. And okay, so I guess okay, here's a great idea, and this is what I've done a few times. So you know how if we go to I'm trying to think. I wonder if they added this as a French. Okay, so they didn't add a French cemetery. That's absolutely fine. I really wish the cemetery asset wasn't so big. It's a little problematic, but there's a church off of that, and our downtown area is obviously going to need a cemetery. I mean, you can see look at all the death care alerts. I mean, we got just a slight amount of issues with that. So we're gonna need to place one somewhere around here. And obviously this is probably not enough space. I don't want to take up like all of the well I mean if we can fit it, it would be okay. I guess because it's a dense city, right? Being right next to a cemetery doesn't seem that odd. I'll also have to like again these French like elementary school, high school, we're gonna have to probably place these down around here just so we can have some variety. But they look great. They look great. And if we are with French College, okay, we have. All right, I'm quite happy with that arrangement. We couldn't. I did check. We could probably place a French firehouse down over here. And well, let's make sure we turn on the snapping tool. And do we want to place it? Oh, I always got to think about where we want to place things. We're going to eventually place a train track right around here as well. And that's going to serve as our main like connection point to our downtown. So, but that's probably going to come a little bit later. This because this downtown area is not super developed. But anyway, so let's slap down this fire station. Yeah, let's just place it right about here. I think that's good. Oh yeah, this is okay. Perfect. And does it have any upgrades? Oh, it has plenty of upgrades. Okay, all right, we don't really need any of them. They look all right. Anyway, okay. I wanted to build the French downtown. Okay, well, we will be coming back to that, and I'll of course, still always be revisiting the city as we go. Okay, preview of the future. We might make our own historical events as we go. I wanted to finish that thought. I'm always bad at doing that. The future. Making our own historical events might be the way to go. Wow, these buildings look super monolithic. Oh, this is okay. This is by the university. Okay, it's like these buildings look super tall and out of place for this area, but we're gonna have to just leave that for now. But anyway, we're going to have to expand these suburbs somewhere, and I know. Okay, this is the village of Newcastle. This is the one we were working on for quite a while. I think that there's still plenty of room to add some more housing, so I think we should probably do that, but I don't want to add. I want to be careful because I don't want to add housing directly off of this highway or like housing really close to it because I don't want to cause any issues. But also, I mean, no one wants to live directly across from an exit road from an expressway. I don't think anyway. I think for where I live, there's like kind of one. It's not really a expressway. It's a regular highway, but. There is, an exit road kind of close by, but I mean, there's lots of sound barriers there. I mean, I think we'll just leave it a little bit out, but I think these are the regular. I'm trying to They didn't add any French low density either. I mean, I understand. I get that. I get that. Uh, but hoping for more variety in just every regard for assets. Um, it's nice. It's nice to see. Don't think it's the biggest deal in the game, but okay. I'm reminding myself because okay, I unlocked this. Don't know how, but it is unlocked. So let's place it in our French quadrant. It is a residential building, so I mean, I suppose we could place it, assuming the game doesn't crash on me. And okay, again, I always find, oh my goodness, when I've said this so many times, urban sprawl, whew, rough in this game. Was not the same in City Skylines 1. Okay, so I think for residential, we're probably gonna keep it close to this one we have set up over here. This is all European. Wow, what is the row housing? This is all European row housing. Has not zoned in yet, so that'll give you a little bit of an idea. So I think we'll probably place it actually right here. Oh, is this not gonna place on? There we go. Okay, so on that corner. So this is that corner building. We'll probably eventually, let's just zone for now, so we don't forget in the future. Let's make it medium housing, and let's just make sure it has a good variety of depth for some of the buildings. Oh, add a bigger depth around there. Okay, and some more there, and it will never fill in because we don't have any demand, which is interesting because we now no longer have any residential demand at all. But if I check my workplaces, you can see that we still have, I think we have plenty of jobs. We'll have to keep checking on that as we go. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next Cities Skylines 2 video. Next time it will be, well, August, September. I guess the school year will be starting for our students. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.